I just came from the Upper West Side.
Upper West Side.
Yeah.
All right, nice, dude. Do you do a lot of spots up there?
Almost none.
Okay.
But I just moved there. I used to live Upper East, and sometimes I'll do spots at the comic strip, like late night. But now I just moved to the Upper West.
What's better for Upper West or Upper East? Because you grew up, in Upper West as well, too? Riverdale?
Riverdale, which is all the way up. But wait, where are you from originally?
So I grew up in New York City, but I was born in New Brunswick. Lived there for 6 weeks, then both my parents got jobs here. And then I went to UConn, but besides that, I've been New York guy ever since.
Which part of New York?
18th between 2nd and 3rd. And then I went, yeah, dude.
Oh, great place.
I went to school at Friends Seminary. You ever hear of that school? K through 12.
Maybe.
It's like kind of in that little realm of middle school types, like Greenwich Village.
Right.
St. Anne's, that was in Brooklyn. But it was K through 12, and I ended up going there for K through 8. And then, like we spoke about earlier, I went to Performing Arts High School for tennis, so I could have like a more lenient schedule. Yeah, dude.
You don't expect the Performing Arts School.
I know, bro. I was like one of the only athletes there. Like we had a couple of other tennis players who were really good. And then like ballerinos. So those are the more like athletic types, I guess. But besides that, like those are the only two sports.
Were you guys like a legit team?
No, we didn't even have a team, dude. So I would leave on like a Thursday night, go to Texas for the weekend, play in a tournament, and they would send me the homework, or I'd take the test that we were supposed to take Friday, take it on Monday.
Got it. Okay, so you're good at you were good at tennis.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up playing at UConn.
Nice.
And I wanted to go pro when I was like 14. I was actually homeschooled for freshman year of high school. And I thought I was going to go pro, but then like 15 hit and I was like, no, like this is not going to happen. I'm just going to go to college instead.
That's a very New York parent to be just very support the dream.
Yeah.
They
my God.
all
Totally.
ridiculous dreams.
Dude, totally.
Yeah.
I appreciate my parents so much. The amount of money that they put into me playing tennis, whatever, 5-6 days a week. And then also I was privately tutored for freshman year, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely a spoiled tennis kid. But I appreciate it. I just definitely, when I was in it, I never really took it so seriously. I don't think, mentally wise. Like I was definitely training and I was going to practice. Yeah. Trying to become a great tennis player. But like mentally, I was never like in it.
I get that. Yeah. No, I think it's good though. That's a good like background to have, especially for comedy. It gives you a little structure.
Exactly. The single life, especially being on the court. And then, so you worked in real estate. We'll go back to this. By the way, guys, so the first 2 minutes of the podcast, I wasn't plugged in, which is insane. But now we're back plugged in. So I don't know how much of the real estate talk that we got. So let's just refresh that.
All right. Yeah. So I started working in real estate like post high school.
Post high school?
Yeah, like while I was going in college.
She went to college in the city?
I went to U Maryland. I would do summers, and then I ended up moving back, transferring, got a good job in real estate, so I dropped out of college, which was the move.
Nice, bro. Yeah. So College Park was just like probably $75K a year, something like that?
It was probably like 30, but I didn't get much money from there, and then I was also... Like first semester, I got a 1.9. I just partied all the time.
Oh, damn.
So I kind of grew up like after the first year, and I was like, this is literally pointless.
Where'd you transfer?
Baruch.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So, like down on like Lexington. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Nice, bro. Cool.
Right,
I always see a lot of, I don't think it's offensive, a lot of Asian kids at Baruch.
Well, I used to be Asian.
Okay. Nah. I was like, good. I had a feeling I didn't want to mention or bring it up. A ton of Asian kids there, which is great.
Yeah, no, it means it's a good school.
Is it like an engineering type school?
No, it's all business.
All business.
It's almost all business.
It's all business school. It's like near, have you been there recently?
No, not recently.
They have like a couple stores there that I think I recognize, like Yi Fong. They have like a nice little marijuana dispensary there open. Nice. That Starbucks. You've definitely been to that Starbucks
I've been
right
to
there.
The Starbucks, yeah.
Probably.
Wait, which one? On 2nd Ave?
No, on Lex.
Like in the school?
No, right across the street from it.
No.
You've been to one Starbucks, I'm sure,
Starbucks
in the city.
In the area.
So you grew up in Riverdale.
Grew up in Riverdale.
Went to school up there.
I went to school up there, and then I went Fordham Prep.
Fordham Prep.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. So I do know of Fordham Prep just because I think that kids from my school, like performers or whatever, rock band kids, knew other kids from Fordham Prep.
So a lot of my friends in high school were more like Stuytown kids. that went, like city kids from Fordham Prep.
Yeah.
So I do know a lot of people that grew up in your area.
Grew up in Stuytown?
Either Stuytown, Gramercy, or like Upper
Peter
East,
Cooper
Upper
Village.
West.
For those of you who don't know Stuytown, now it's like really hot for the roommates. Even though it's super expensive, it's still like one of the cheaper, I guess, places in Manhattan.
A small little room for cheap in the East Village, which is like hard, I guess. But yeah, it's like they'll have like 5 roommates in what used to be like a 2-bedroom.
But I think also like the younger generation likes Stuytown as well because they have those fitness centers in the building, like on the campus, whatever. They have some grassy fields, basketball type like that.
Yeah, but then you grow up and you join Equinox.
Yeah, there you go, dude. I'm a Blink guy though.
You're a Blink guy?
I pay $26 a month to go to the gym, dude. It's crazy. I've been there for like freaking 5 years. Where did you play sports in high school?
I ran track, which is like that's exercise, you know, so that's not really sports.
What was your fastest mile?
I didn't really run the mile, but it would probably be slow. I wasn't particularly good. I had like 1 or 2 good races the whole time I was there.
What did you run?
I was all over the place because I never, but when I first joined, it was cross country, which was like 1.5 miles.
Okay.
I think I got like
just 6 laps,
10.
right? 6 laps. That's good.
Yeah, but it's course. It's like a course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then what did I do? Oh, and then I did like the 200 and 400.
Oh, okay.
I think my best 200 was like 26, which is like okay.
Did you ever do the baton race? You ever do that?
Oh, no.
What's that, the relay race?
Yeah, relay. That's not my...
And I guess it's tougher to do that like on a course, maybe.
I did a little bit of both. But actually, I got much better at running like post high school. Like after college, I did some like halves and stuff like that, and I was decent at it.
You ever done a full marathon?
Never full.
Okay.
You?
No.
I don't know
if
I'm
really into it. Like,
I don't think I need to.
I can run 5 miles at a time. Like there was a period when I was literally doing 5 miles, probably 5 days a week. Got super thin, but I could do it. I just like the thought of running for 2.5 hours. I would just get bored and like start aching my joints. But I don't know. I like the idea of doing a vlog where I run 50 miles, but I'm not promising anything here. I just like the idea of it. Yeah, 50.
Would you take breaks?
Nah, bro, I'd have to go straight through.
You would go straight through?
Yeah, dude. Like,
how do you vlog?
Straight 8 hours. Well, it wouldn't be just me. I'd have somebody filming me. I just do every mile. Mile 1, mile 2. That's crazy. Well, I've seen stuff like that on TikTok, but I think it's more like a 10-mile situation.
Also, you could just
running 50 miles with your
just take a car to the next mile.
Yeah,
just take a couple steps.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it up. I don't think
I would.
It'd be very difficult to run 50 miles though.
Yeah. But no, I don't see I mean, I get though, like having it on the resume or just checking it off the bucket list. But I don't see the need to do a.
You follow any of those inspirational guys that would like have something like that on a bucket list? A Jesse Itzler, David Goggins.
I've listened to some pods that they're on.
Yeah,
I like them. But
yeah, me too.
After a while, it just does get a little repetitive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like I get it. I can do it.
Yeah. Right. Like mindset wise, like break the world record for pull-ups or something like that. 4,000 pull-ups.
That would be cool. That's cooler than the marathon to me.
Definitely.
Being able to do like 1,000 pull-ups.
Well, what do you mean then the marathon? You mean then 50 miles?
50's
or
two
then,
marathons.
Marathon. Well, what do you mean? Just in general, one marathon?
I'm saying if they were like, I don't know who they are, but if someone was like, you could either run a marathon, like you'd have the ability to, or you could do like 500 pull-ups. I would be like 500.
500 pull-ups in like, that's in like an hour?
Yeah, like or like a
500 pull-ups
in a day.
Yeah, in a day. Yeah, you're right.
Because like, I want to be the pull-up.
Yeah, because by like pull-up 50, freaking dying probably.
There's also thousands of marathon runners. I don't know.
That's true.
How many people do you know?
Dude, I don't want to be a dick, but it's like not that impressive to be able to run a marathon. No. Granted, I've never done it, and if I did it, my feet would probably hurt. But I feel like I could do it.
It's about time.
It's also one day of your life, dude. It's 4 hours of your life.
Train all year.
You don't have to fucking train, do you? Well, I mean, but how many people are there that get to the marathon, and they don't train? You think half? No, not half.
No, but
20%?
Well, there's a lot of people. Honestly, half probably don't even run. There's a lot of people that just walk.
Speed walk.
So much of it, yeah.
And they don't even get in the New York Times after that.
That's embarrassing.
Anyway, continue.
When you run, do you have any like ritual? Do you have like a pre-run ritual?
Sure. I don't wear headphones or bring my phone.
Neither. No
I just bring my keys.
Keys, yeah.
You know, keys to get back in the apartment, of course.
You got a doorman, so you know.
Ah, fancy motherfucker! Yeah, dude. I wear headphones when I go to the gym.
Okay.
When I'm lifting and shit. I think it's just because I don't like the music that's playing or other people clanking and all that noise. But in general, I think I like the sounds of nature when I run.
Yeah, the New York City nature.
You know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Go run down like the West Side Highway, get a nice breeze. Right. It's been a minute since I've run that far though.
No, it's very like meditative.
How often do you run?
Oh, almost never now.
Okay.
But I used to. But I remember like the day of the half marathon, everyone's doing like stretches. They got these like, all this shit.
The one, what was it, in Brooklyn? The half marathon?
I did, one in Brooklyn. Okay. And then, but all I do is before I run is just smoke weed. So like all my friends are doing these stretches and I just showed up with a joint, took a hit, flicked it, got to the starting line. So much easier.
Yeah?
I think
you just zoned out.
I don't know if you smoke.
Dude, no, weed. I smoke. You didn't smell it when you walked in here? Good.
I thought it might have been me. I thought it might be my book bag.
You walk in, you're like, it smells like weed in here. Is it me?
Well, it's like because you're in an enclosed, what I mean?
Well, dude, I crack open that window. Usually I popped on the AC just to be sensitive to your nose, man. Seriously, because the last time I smoked was probably 3 hours ago. I try not to smoke 3 hours before the podcast so I can be on it quick and asking you the quick questions.
It's the exact same.
3 hours is usually your thing?
It was more just a first thing.
Right. Wake up.
Yeah, so I woke up, smoked, and then got coffee.
Do you do it before? Me too. Did you, have you eaten today yet?
I had a smoothie.
Oh, I haven't eaten. Okay.
Oh, nice.
But do you smoke before you go on stage? Or
almost
how does that
never.
look?
I treat it like the way you treat podcasts, I would say.
Like kind of 3 hours before.
Depends. Sometimes if it's a big show, like an important show, I won't even smoke that day until after, at least. Okay. But almost every day I'll just smoke in the morning and then that's it.
You ever drink?
I mean, I go through, like little benders, not bad, really? Not bad.
Well, how do you mean benders though?
Just like I'll do like sober for like 5 months and then sometimes I'll
sober, like California sober as you can smoke weed.
California sober, yeah. I mean also
that's great.
And,
okay, right. I'll drink probably every once a month now, and I'll have like my 4 to 6 drinks, and that night get pretty turned. The next day it takes me a little bit, but I can still function.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
So do your hangovers are they really bad now? Because that's what happened to me.
Pretty bad.
That's a huge part of it. Because it was beyond the headache. It was like body stuff that I was like, this doesn't sit right.
That started probably like 2 years ago when I can actually genuinely feel it. And I realized that I can't have like 10 drinks in a night anymore.
Those days
and especially like
over.
try and go to the gym. Because dude, like in college, okay, so we had this thing called nickel night. When I was 20 years old, we used to go to the bar at 6 p.m. as soon as it opens because it'd be easier for us to show our fake ID.
This is UConn.
Yeah. Go to the bar, and from nickel night, they had 4 drinks for $1 from 6 to 7:30. So right after tennis practice, ended at 5:30, me and my roommate, college tennis player, we'd run back to the dorm, shower, be at the bar by like 5:55, sprint to the bar. Maybe we'd have like a slice of pizza on the way, get into the bar at 6:05, be online, like waiting at the bar, just stay there for 30 minutes. Because each of us, like, we'd put down $1 and then 3 of us myself and 3 of our friends would be able to drink like quickly, put it down. So I'd be 4 drinks deep within the first like 15 minutes. I'd be lights on, shoes on, passed out by 8 p.m. in my dorm. Wake up the next day at 6 a.m. I feel great. Like 10 hours of sleep and then hit the gym. Incredible.
And at U Maryland, I would just get blacked out all the time, and I would just somehow not be hungover.
Okay, but to get to U Maryland, like that's a great school. So like you must have been a good high school student. What happened? Like what was the disconnect between senior year and freshman year in college?
Well, I just started drinking and smoking very early. I think that's also a New York City kid thing.
What do you mean, like in high school?
Like middle school. Probably.
Right. Did you go to Fordham Prep for middle school also?
No, just high school. But I was like in Riverdale. All my friends basically the reason I went to Fordham Prep because I'm Jewish, but I went to a Catholic school. Hell yeah, let's go.
Absolutely.
Part of the tribe.
The boys, let's
go. But like all my friends I grew up with were Irish Catholic. So the best school I got into that all my friends were going to was Fordham Prep.
Okay.
But for like 7th and 8th grade, I was already like kind of drinking and smoking weed occasionally.
Yeah, that was like me too. Drinking like OEs.
Yeah. So gross, dude.
Insane.
It's crazy how like the most like withered alcoholic old like person drinks is what you drink when you first start drinking too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Insane.
Yeah.
Or like, and you also like go into your parents' liquor cabinet, get a little bit of each so they don't notice.
The
just die. Yeah, dead.
All the stuff they never touch. Yeah. But yes, I was just drinking a lot in high school, and then by like the end of high school, especially like senior year, when you could start like sneaking into bars, I was like obsessed with partying. So when I got to Maryland, I just went kind of buck wild at first, and I would just drink a lot.
You said you transferred after freshman year. Did you transfer to another college?
To Baruch,
yes,
yeah.
You mentioned that.
And I still would go out, but I like halved it. Like by the time I was like, even before 21, I went from like drinking all the time. Then I had another big party phase in the mid-20s.
Were you living in Manhattan when you went to Baruch?
Astoria.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the transition to starting to do comedy full time?
That was like, I tried to do open mics a couple times, like while I was doing real estate, and I liked it, but then I would just get busy with work and like go on and off, and then finally it just like stuck for a while. And
what's the most expensive apartment you've ever sold, if you don't mind me asking?
Not very expensive apartment.
New York wise.
But some expensive commercial space.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I did one recently that was kind of expensive. It was like $70,000 a month.
Damn.
Yeah.
What kind of store was that?
It was a full building for like a wedding dress company. It
Nice.
was like a 3-floor, like little
Kleinfelds or something like that. I don't know if you're allowed to mention.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say. That's why, but it is like it's like a Madison Avenue.
Right. It's like what are those even wedding companies these days? You see David's Bridal. It was fucking David's Bridal. There you go. Yeah. Imagine it might have been.
But it is crazy.
Dude, $70,000 for the whole building is cheap though.
So cheap. It was a pandemic deal.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It was so funny to be like, because I've closed some big deals, but I've never made like a ton of money. Sure. Like I go one deal at a time. So like, but it's just funny to be like 70,000. It's a steal.
Right. Also,
like, it's crazy.
How long did they sign that lease for?
It was 7 years.
Oh wow, they got a freaking literal steal. When was this? 2020?
Probably a year and a half ago.
Wow, that's crazy. Because that same space, bro, now is probably worth $120K a month.
Probably look close.
Theoretically, something like that.
I don't know about now, but like it's probably pre-pandemic it was, and we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But just a little. It's crazy to see that dip in the market, and I'm sure like everybody that was talking about New York is dead. We got to get this fire sale, all this shit. People trying to sell everything as quick as possible.
Dude, it is a little concerning because like the office is still fucked. Because I was just at. Is there any? I could curse, right?
Yeah, I feel like we've been cursing the whole time.
Really? I didn't. I thought I was too until I let it slip, and then I was like, oh wait, I think that's the first one to come out.
Well, you're good.
Okay.
Fuck.
Good. I feel better now. But I every morning, because I got a crazy apartment situation right now. I'm actually living with in my grandfather's apartment.
Love that. So my cousin is doing that too on the Upper East Side, living with my grandma. Yeah.
I'm on the Upper West.
Will
we could meet in the
yeah, there you go. I'll give you his number.
But to get the rent controlled, stabilized thing.
Yeah, of course.
But so like I just get out of the apartment every morning and I go to one of my offices, and it's just it's so fucking desolate, dude.
Bro, it's because everyone's a bitch.
I know.
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but like anyone who's like, I don't want to go back to the office. I want to be there one day a week. Fine. You know what? That's ridiculous to assume that. I'd say if you want to go back 4 days a week, fine. We could talk about that. That's reasonable. But bitching about having to go, I mean, people used to be in the office 5 days a week.
5 days.
12 hours
Sometimes
a day,
on weekends.
dude.
Sometimes 6.
So people are really not showing up to office buildings.
It's so much empty space that part of me is like, this can't last forever because they're either going to close this office because there's no one here, or people are going to come back in. But no matter what.
What do you think that would look like if they walled off these floors and legitimately made apartments? Like people who don't know about real estate would consider them that they should do that homeless crisis wise. I'm not saying like homeless crisis, but you can make condos out of some of these full floors, man.
You're probably right.
Do mixed use, even though people hate doing that shit. Like office, 20 floors, 10 floors, a hotel or apartments, and then the other 10 floors. I think that's the only way that some of these developers or people who own the space in the buildings can actually make money.
Yeah, I think they're probably waiting to see what happens with like if people will ever come back to the office. But honestly, based on maybe not. I mean, not nearly as many as there used to be.
It's just no like, what do you do with a 100,000 foot floor plate that you wanted to give to Facebook or Spotify or one of these enormous companies that are now just like, trying to get smaller?
I don't know what you do, but I wouldn't want to live in a building that big though.
Neither would I, unless I got like a really good deal.
Yeah, but it'd be kind of like, imagine having...
And you'd also have to put a ton of more money into those office spaces to make it like, inhabitable for humans.
Yeah, because I guess...
Is it habitable or inhabitable? Whatever you guys know. Yeah, inhabitable would mean that they can't, right?
I guess they're now inhabitable. Now it's inhabitable.
Yeah. But to make it habitable, they would need to put a lot of money into it.
Right. That's fair. Glad we worked it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I think it's probably looking kind of bleak for that. I think retail is kind of fun though, because people are like doing stuff again.
Yeah, and I think that it's becoming a lot more easy to rent spaces when the marijuana licenses are coming in. That's really going to be a way, I think, for these building owners to rent out their stores to like have actual money coming in.
Sure.
When you can sell weed. And then I don't know about the tax situation, but like I think selling weed will really help rent those smaller type spaces, the 500 square feet to 2,000 square feet. Because that's kind of like a dead space right now. It's just delis, and delis don't do that great.
No, yeah, it would, I'm trying to think of like, there may be like more like pop-up style stuff would go in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like the long term, I agree. Something like weed or just something fun. Something you could, or like a food, like a quick food thing.
Something that has like quick turnover.
Yeah. But
that's really the only places that can make a ton of money from 500 to 2,000 square feet is a quick turnover. Because if you have people hanging out in your space for too long, if it's a restaurant, you're like, dude, get out. We only have 10 tables for this 2,000 square feet.
Right. Yeah,
so you like want it to be an experience store.
Sure.
Have you done any shows in the metaverse yet?
No.
Transition?
Have you?
I have not.
Would you?
I have not. Yeah, sure. I've seen it. Like New York Comedy Club has done it a few times. I'm not sure like how they've organized it.
I think you could like volunteer if you want to do it. I did one where they film, and I think you could stream in the not film. I don't think they filmed, but they stream. So like
live.
So like there is audience, but then there's also additional audience members.
That's like Mint Comedy or something. That
right? I don't know if it was.
You didn't want to do that just because like material.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do the sitting on my couch doing stand-up thing.
What did you do during the pandemic, stand-up wise?
I did some of the Zoom, but I hated it so much that I never want to go
Bro,
back.
I don't think I've met one comic who enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did.
Yeah.
Even the people that like made a living doing it were like, yeah, it sucked, but I like figured it out.
Right, because you do corporate gigs, you can make a G, which
is crazy. Oh, in your pajamas.
Literally just 350 faces on the screen. You just zone out and you just turn off the laughing.
You know what's
on the other end?
The companies got really weird with the Zoom stuff. Because I had a couple of roommates at the time during the pandemic in the Upper East, and like one of them would have like Zoom happy hour like twice a week with his company. I'm like, what's going on?
That is weird.
Yeah, close up shop.
Zoom happy hour? Oh my God. Yeah. And then like you just write in the chat, there's just like some Me Too shit going on. That's crazy. Zoom happy hour, dude.
So I hope to never go back to that. Yeah.
For real. So where did you go back during the pandemic though? You live at home for a little bit?
No, me and my friends got lucky. We had a really good apartment, and it was good for the pandemic because it had some outdoor space. So we just stayed in the Upper East. Actually, I did escape like June, and I went to Colorado with some friends, and that like snap. I was terrified at first of like the pandemic and COVID, and then once I got to Colorado, I was like, none of this matters.
Have you lived in New York the whole time? Besides that Colorado spurt?
Oh, yeah. I've lived here the whole time.
New York City, bro.
Never leaving.
What's the best part?
Best part of the city? I do like the Upper West a lot. It's not bad. I don't know. I this is kind of lame, but I do love like Central Park.
Central Park, nice, man. Like a true New Yorker.
Because when I lived Upper East and Upper West, sometimes I'll just like grab, smoke in the morning, grab coffee, walk in the park, and it's like those are the best days. No matter what else you do that day, that is a good day.
I agree, man. Yeah. And like a little workout, get your endorphins flowing.
Yeah.
There you go. Crazy. And then also, nice walk too, bro.
Yeah. Oh, what about you?
I've been in New York, yeah, man. I can only really spend a handful of days outside of New York before I really start missing it. Even if I go down to like Miami or LA, the weather's nice. Mexico, like 4 nights maximum.
4 nights max?
Like. That's how insane. I feel, dude.
What's the longest you've ever been out here?
I don't want to leave New York.
What about
the longest was Birthright, bro.
That was 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I have to figure that out. Birthright was 10 days. Yeah, it was some of the longest 10 days of my life. You ever go on Birthright?
No.
And for comedy, it'd be different. Maybe just not like standstill. But anyway, continue. Why haven't you been on Birthright?
This is my problem with it. Well, because I kind of missed my window, and now that I'm older, I'm like, it's too programmed. I don't necessarily want to like do all the shit they make you do.
Bro, it is
I just want to go to Israel.
So programmed.
Yeah.
It's like they run you through activities like nobody's business. You'll be up 6 a.m. and then from 7 to 9, like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., you're just on the move. Get a quick lunch and that's it.
For me, it's not as much. I could leave New York and be somewhere else. I I can't ever do. I couldn't do that for more than 4
I didn't
days.
know that was. Yeah, I didn't know that that was a thing. Well, this is probably like 6 years ago.
It's misleading because everyone's like, it's a free trip to Israel. I'm like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I'll do the shit out of that. But then they're like, oh, it's just you. It's all day, every day.
I hate to say it's a lot of propaganda, but I mean, it's got to be. You know, when you're getting a free trip like that, they're like, okay, we're taking you here to making you see everything to hopefully become more involved in the Birthright Israel community, because they have a lot of different. They have a lot of different groups and a lot of different trips. Yeah, it's not like one specific organization.
I know, I'm getting hit up by all of them.
Yeah,
yeah.
I still sometimes do. I'm like, guys, I went. I don't think I could go again.
I'm like, I think I'm too old.
Yeah, but Israel's beautiful, dude. Amazing. You gotta go.
No, I do want to go.
I have been separately besides that.
You gotta get out of
But like, yeah, dude. But besides that, I went with my family, and like that was not great. It was.
You didn't like it?
I mean, I was 15. We were on a bus the whole time. Like, it's kind of doing the same shit that you do on Birthright, seeing everything. Like, I just want to go for at least 4 nights and be able to go out, like, club and do everything that people say the nightlife in Tel Aviv is really about, and like Jerusalem type like that.
That makes sense. Yeah, I actually did a little road trip, but that wasn't really during it was like this past summer.
Where'd you go? Colorado?
I did a month. I did Chicago. I did like from here, Chicago to Nashville, and then North Carolina, Virginia.
Damn.
That was
fun.
And
you lived in your car?
No, I would like Airbnb and stuff.
It was just you and what?
Just me.
Really?
Yeah, so fun.
Good for you. You know who did that? Giulio Gallerati. You know Julio?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he did like a full trip like that during the pandemic. Just like driving around for 2 weeks or something. What do you mean his was probably better? The route you think you took? Well, because he went out like to Wyoming.
Yeah, like that's maybe he flew legit.
Back. Was it your car or you rented it?
My car. I got a car like last year, basically. So it was like my first car ever. So I was like, I want to do a road trip. It was cool.
What kind of stuff did you do?
Just show. I did a ton of comedy, actually.
Wow. Yeah. So you organized that for yourself.
Yeah, I spent like, I got like probably like 5 months of lead time and like organized a ton of stuff.
Bro.
Yeah,
okay, well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. That's why I was saying for comedy, you should do it. I'm telling you.
That's fun, man.
And go Chicago, you would like, because it's so similar.
I was just in Chicago, actually.
You liked it?
I opened for, as I was saying, Julio at the Den. If you've ever done that.
Oh, hell yeah. That's supposed to be sick.
It was so sick. Yeah.
Do you like the city?
Yeah, and we went right before it got freezing cold. So this was like 6 weeks ago.
Nice.
Something like that, 5 or 6 weeks ago. Yeah, love the city. It was cool.
Dude,
a little bit spread out, but like, I mean, it just it reminds me of New York.
It is one compared to here, it is spread out, but it's like one of the least spread out.
I know, dude. I'm just so spoiled by New York.
Yeah.
And also, LA, dude, you cannot do more than 2 spots in one night. If your life depended on it. Doesn't even matter. Yeah. It's just like the inconsistent traffic patterns, and here in New York, you know that like maybe a train will be delayed 2 to 5 minutes, something like that. But besides that, you can get everywhere pretty conveniently, and you just walk. Also,
there's a good chance you could do a spot, and your next spot is half a block away,
or at the exact same spot.
Yeah, which never happens in LA. LA was crazy because I'd also always like factor in my Airbnb. I'm like, okay, I have this spot. Is it worth another bad spot potentially to do an hour drive there and then an hour drive to my Airbnb?
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Crazy.
I did a spot and we landed. I did a spot in, was it Redondo Beach? So
that's like, far.
Yeah, dude. So landed.
Nice,
landed and took like an hour as soon as we got to the Airbnb to that spot. But yeah, that's kind of how it is in most cities, I guess. It's very spread out. How much time did you spend in LA when you were there?
I did 8 days.
Yeah, bro. I was there for like 7 days. I was like, get me out of here.
It's long.
Yeah, I know.
I was ready to go.
4 nights, I was ready. After 4 nights, I was ready to go.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But by the time it was over, I was very ready to go.
Did you rent a car?
I did. Actually, have you ever heard of Turo?
Yeah, dude. It's like fancy cars. What the shit were you doing with a Porsche?
Cheap, though.
Yeah?
So, like, I guess it was super expensive at first because there was a ton of people that were renting cars, but now everyone's renting out cars and not as many people are renting them. So it was like $48 a day for a Tesla. I got a Tesla.
What?
Yeah.
But was it like as soon as you landed, you had to
He picked me up from the airport.
What?
He picked me up from the airport. The guy that owned the car.
Stop.
Dude, it was the craziest.
Bro, that's nuts.
That's less than the cab.
I know. I feel like I was paying at least $100 a day.
It was insane, dude.
The hell? All right, well, there you go. Good plug. Good for them.
Also, I'm plugging it even further. Because you get the Tesla, gas in LA is so expensive, and charging these things is cheap as hell. So I saved like so much money.
Good for you.
Yeah. I highly recommend it.
Nice work.
At least get a quote. That's all I'm saying. At least get a quote. See what happens.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, New York and just it was the us forgetting toothpaste at CVS, getting home, and then realizing we don't have toothpaste. Now what the fuck do? We have to go out and do another 20-minute trip to get toothpaste? Sucks. I was like, in New York, bro, you run out to the deli, it would take 2 minminutes. And it's not like a selective place sells toothpaste here. You get toothpaste everywhere.
That's true. Also, and I know this is like a lot of people say this about New York. I know, but like there, you know, you're getting home late from doing spots or comedy. Chances are there is no place to get toothpaste. Everything's closed. You know, that's never the problem.
Yeah, and I feel also like Uber Eats out there is just not as simple.
This is just this is just the perfect city to do stand-up comedy.
And everyone appreciates it here. What's the most obscure place you've done stand-up?
Well, I mean, I've probably done the most obscure shows were probably also here, you know?
Right. But maybe a different city, maybe?
But
when you went on that road trip?
I did, well, I feature for someone, so like I'll do, whenever I open for them, there's some weird towns. There's some, like Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
It's all parking lots. That was like coming from here, that was more of like, that was like more of a shell shock, more of like a, culture shock than going to like South America.
Well, they must love comedy out there though, right? Because it's like the only thing that they could do for that particular week. It's like one day a week you get that big show coming in, right?
That's true. It is, and the shows are super fun, but just being like, I couldn't even spend 2 days I'm like, what the fuck do you do?
It's because you like stay at the hotel like 5 miles away.
It's like a little jail. It's entertained
fitness center, dope. Or,
it's okay.
They have the treadmill. I'm sure.
Yeah. It seems like you're doing the road.
So a little bit. I the last time I was on the road, I was in Chicago. I had like a few buddies out there, so I made like a double trip. I was in Miami. I guess 3 weeks ago, did a couple spots down there. And then I was at the Miami Improv. You ever do that? Opening for Hannah Burner like last February.
Oh, nice.
And we'll see. I'm trying to organize more stuff in Miami because my dad lives down in Florida.
Oh, hell yeah.
So like anytime I can go down there, just potentially stay with him and then organize spots. But I don't know. I feel like Miami is such an empty void, man. And like they could have such a great comedy scene. I think if you open like a nice, fancier type place down there, people would probably come and want to spend time watching comedy and being inside.
That's probably true. The only thing is like the alternative. There's just more fun to be had down there.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's also like you can go to clubs till 8 a.m. down there, and it's like every single night is beautiful. So you want to kind of maybe be out and about, walking the streets,
right.
As opposed to in New York, you kind of want to be clustered in a room with 50 other people and just experience that body heat.
Yeah, well,
also, something like that.
If you live here and you don't drink, there's really not much for you to do besides a comedy show
and eat, right?
And eat
or drink, yeah.
Or eat, but with Miami. Most people probably drink, but there is like just so nice. You could like go on a boat.
Walk, beach. Yeah. I know it would be tough for you. Have a girlfriend?
No.
But I think, dude, like going on first dates, man. I would love to go to drink coffee with a girl. I don't need to go and have a drink, you know?
It's tough.
I've never done the coffee date.
I've done it a couple times.
Yeah?
I mean, it's harder to, if we're speaking like men, it's harder to close on a coffee date.
Dude, preach. Everyone's thinking it, dude. You said it.
I'm just saying.
Definitely. You're like, you want to go back to my apartment? She's like, it's 1 p.m.
Yeah, it's 1 p.m. It is.
So?
I mean, they're
Love
fun.
has no time.
Well, the thing is like I'll always go on not always. I've done a handful of sober dates, but then the girl always wants a follow-up date to be something that involves drinking. So it's really hard to get away with not drinking. If it's not the first date, there's a good chance it's going to be the second. So
it's like a waste to go on that first sober date then.
What some people have said, but then you just have to be fully sober, is like if you got a non-alcoholic drink, it's not like that's fine.
Yeah.
I've heard girls say that, but it's like, that feels just boring. I'm just gonna drink like some fake beer,
and it seems
I'd rather do a thing.
Yeah,
let's go to coffee is at least like fun.
It seems a little bit weird too if she's drinking and you're not.
Yes, well, I don't. You know what it is? I think a lot of these girls on first dates only have like 1 or 2 drinks. But if it's weird if she's like pounding and you're not drinking.
Well, then but if she has one drink, I think it wouldn't work if she's pounding and you're sober. Depends what type of guy. Drink 4. And you're like, babe, get another drink. Drink. That's the kind of vibe I sometimes would think to get if I was on the date and I'm not drinking and I'm like, oh yeah, you have 4 drinks, whatever.
Yeah,
and you start smelling like white wine. Like,
you know what I think you have to do? If you don't drink, you got to order food. But that's
I'm vegan, dude. So like that's a whole other
you're
thing.
A tough date, dude.
So I try not to be like the sober vegan, you know? Like
sober vegan's tough. Yeah, that's a tough combo.
So like I'll do either one. Like on a date, like
you have to pick.
No, I'm a vegan fully, but like I won't be the guy who's not eating and not drinking.
Yeah, right.
You know, like that.
But there's a lot of vegans now, so you might get a girl that's a vegan,
which I'm hoping for. TEDJONESWORLD@gmail.com or 917-215-5501. You're a vegan girl.
So it's your first date's always drink.
Bro, I haven't been on dates since Nam. I mean, I went on one in Miami, but like I had known her before. Okay. But like legitimate first date with a girl that I haven't met. It's been over a year for sure.
Oh wow.
Like a date. Yeah, dude. Wow. So I mean, I don't even know how I would go about doing that. I would still go out for the drink, the one or two drinks. It's fine. Yeah. But I would prefer the coffee date, but I don't know if I would want to be on a coffee date.
There's activities, but they're more in the summer. Winter's real tough. Yes. But in the summer, summer I did one that was very good. The outdoor movie. You get a picnic blanket, and even then, you should bring a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
but like you could get away with not drinking.
Was it a movie that you've seen before? Or it was one of those old flicks that they put on the lawn.
I think it was one I've seen before.
Yeah,
it was like a Pixar movie. I'm pretty sure.
Where was that? Central Park, your fave?
This one, no, I wish. This one was
Bryan Park. I think that's what they did.
That's like the real popular one, so that's not bad. I think this one was like on the Hudson somewhere, like Tribeca on the water, somewhere.
How'd the date go?
It went well.
What time was the movie?
It was like 6:30 to 8.
Okay, potential closing time.
Yeah.
Let's go get a drink after this at the bar.
It is hard to avoid the drink, no matter what.
Fuck, you're right.
It's so hard, dude.
As I was trying to avoid the drink and talking about it, yeah, bro. The coffee and the drinking, just two kind of polar opposites, bro.
And you would
one gets you like up and alert, the other just gets you a little sauced.
The weed bars, like a weed bar. Some people, like they have in Amsterdam, like these weed cafes.
Oh my gosh, we need.
That would work hypothetically. But
but then you don't
being around the girl high.
Yeah,
especially
like, your mouth is like, like a little dry.
Why are you looking at me?
And she gets like a little dry. It's awkward.
Yeah.
Like she needs water. She doesn't want to order it though. Someone gets too high.
Yeah.
I think we need the weed to be dialed in like it is in LA. You know exactly what you're smoking. You know exactly what you're eating. Especially for these people who don't smoke weed or don't eat edibles ever. It's a little bit intimidating to get involved with an edible or smoking something when you're around people, especially you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know your reaction.
100%. I think that will come once the licenses
Yes,
come out.
I can't wait, which is, I don't know, hopefully tomorrow. They're rating places like they're giving it out tomorrow.
Well, I think it's kind of good though also because it wasn't, New York was wild for like a little bit where it was just like anyone.
Still kind of wild west.
It's pretty much just drug dealers opening stores.
Bro, literally. Yeah, you go into the stores, the only thing that I'm really smoking or buying are Baby Jeters.
What are Baby Jeters? Free plug.
Just like I'll show you the containers. Just pre-rolls that are like dipped in keef.
Oh,
entertain them, bro.
I used to get them. I used to get them. They were called the Tarantula.
What?
And the one that I got, and it was the highest I've ever been. Oh, that's a cute one though.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, this is it.
And smell it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like these are the most legit. You can get these, and they're like $10 a joint. But these are the ones that like I know that there's no tobacco in it. Because like sometimes when you're getting pre-rolled joints from these delis and shit, like they'll just roll up, 20%. Delta 8 and then like 80% tobacco. You take a hit and you're like, yo, what the fuck, dog?
Dude, my sister, I went to her place in Pennsylvania and she was just like, had a jar of weed and I was like, can I have some? She's like, yeah, we just grew this. And it was just, but it was like the tobacco. It was like barely weed. You know what I mean?
Really? Why?
It was just like, getting like regs.
Really? So she didn't have good seeds or it's just like you can't grow it in Pennsylvania?
Maybe it's tough to grow. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I think it is.
It was good. It is good though for the sake of like, it is good for if you don't want to be too high, but you want to smoke.
Love
it. It still has a purpose.
I love that.
Yeah, it still has a purpose.
That's the stuff that like I think everyday people will start to slowly appreciate when you can take a hit and it will not make you zooted out of your mind. Like it'll just like give you a small buzz.
You almost don't even notice it.
Did you ever smoke Delta 8? Let's see what we're doing.
No, never Delta 8.
Yeah, dude, I've smoked that. It doesn't do shit. It just wastes your $15. I tell you that.
Did you ever do what's the complete opposite of that is the what do you call those again? Like the wax?
Oh, dude, the dab?
Dabs.
Okay,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
So I did that one time at the stand. I've never been so high in my entire life.
It's freebasing weed.
You feel it in your face. Like you just feel like there's weed in front of your face, on the inside of your face.
It's weird.
You feel it in your head.
Yeah.
You got super high from that. Where I was just like, I'm high. Like you really feel it.
I used to do the most crackhead thing ever. This is insane, but so you just need to like heat up the wax. So I would heat a spoon on a stove.
Dude, let's
and
go.
Paperclip wax and straw the smoke
Who
up.
says you don't use spoons and using weed, dude?
And it would get me high as hell, but I'd also get like this crazy headache. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to be
smoking the
these
spoon.
spoons.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't think heroin people are crack heads, or I guess it would just be heroin, right? That's what you light up. Can you light up crack that way?
I think
yeah,
crack.
but potentially.
Crack. Yeah.
They don't really talk about smoking the spoon so much. Yeah, we just fire it up right now.
But yeah, I feel like all the unhealthiest shit I did with weed was when I was like figuring it out. It's almost better to get kids smoking early, educate them on weed. Yeah. I was smoking like aluminum foil half the time.
Totally. I smoke like out of apples sometimes, but yeah, dude, Bible paper. Yeah, Bible papers, maybe not so healthy. But yeah, apples, you're right.
Apples, fruit.
Apples are good. What kind of stuff are you eating these days, bro?
I eat poorly.
Transition. What do you mean poorly? Like McDonald's and shit?
No, not that poorly. But a lot of like, just like a lot of pizza.
Yeah, you're a pizza guy.
A lot of pizza,
That's like a late night comedy thing too, especially in between spots, bro.
It's too quick. There's always, like today, I got a smoothie, which is rare, but it was a perfect pizza time. I was like, I don't have much time. You know what I mean?
Well, do you ever eat right before your spots? Do you care about that?
If I'm starving, because like when your like blood sugar's low and you're like, if I'm there, but if I could hold off, I'll try to hold off.
Yeah, me too. That's kind of goes in the same realm for me of smoking nugget.
Yeah, my friend... one of my friends, he had like a big spot, and he's like downing a pizza before. I'm like, this is the
dude. Like
thing
especially like I'll see comics at the stand sometimes eating steak right before they go on, like the Alfredo pizza pasta. I'm like, yo, what the shit?
I think those are the people that could also smoke right before they go on stage.
Yeah, I'll feel it though.
Yeah.
I think I mean it's got to affect everyone just because like your mind is focused on breaking down the food, then focus on those fire ass jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's the most evolutionary way to look at it, like your body's satisfied. It's not like out looking for shit. Your energy levels aren't shooting.
No, for sure. And also I just think it like you feel too good
when you've eaten. Yeah,
you can almost like, I don't care if this goes well or bad.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. So have you run your hour before yet, or
no,
are you getting up to that?
I don't even know if I'm at an hour. I'm probably like, I want to start like doing some like shitty headlining gigs in 2023, but like more like 40 to 45 minutes,
right, and bring some people,
and do stuff like that. But mostly I feature, which is like the 2025 time, which is the best. I mean, it is the best job in comedy, because you have the best spot, and 2025 is like, enough that they get to know you, but not very hard to do, so it's like a good middle ground.
How do you feel about YouTube?
Putting stuff on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, the best.
And the progression of where YouTube is going.
I think it is
for comedy.
I think it is definitely the move, because not just to get your content out there, but just creating your own channel. Like I think with like now with stand-up, it's become very popular, but I do think it'll become very popular with movies and like sketches. I guess they're sketches, but like more like movies and like stuff like that. You mean
like putting movies on YouTube, Netflix type?
Yeah, like a lot of comics that probably, I mean, every comic has probably written a script at some point, but like now you could just literally make your own movie and put it out. It'd be low budget, but there's probably be some really good ones, I wonder I think that's going to come at some point.
It's an interesting thought.
Or like pilots,
so I wrote this movie script. You ever hear of Ryan Leaf, the second overall pick behind Peyton Manning in like 1998 draft?
No.
So when I was in college, I wrote a movie about this guy. He ended up being the second overall pick. He was considered interchangeable with Peyton Manning. Yeah. And he had like a full meltdown, downward spiral, ended up in jail for robbing houses. It was like an opioid addict. Came back and now is working on like Fox Sports or something like that. But anyway, just like his whole life and trajectory. I wrote this whole script when I was in college, when I wasn't on the tennis team, because I only played tennis for 2.5 years. Yeah. And I've just kind of been teetering with this. But this was, I guess, from like 6 or 7, maybe even more than that. I guess like now, probably like 8 years ago when I wrote it. And I've reached out to Ryan Leaf. I'm like, dude, let's do this thing together.
Did he ever get back to you?
He never reached back out to me, like responding to that. But like he's liked my messages and like liked my comments on his Instagram before and shit like that. Okay. But yeah, I guess theoretically like an independent, something like that.
I think stand-up is like insanely popular.
It's getting hot. It doesn't make any sense. It feels like it's getting hot, man.
Like, just like I have friends sending me friends clips, like non-stand-up. And I'm like, this is a comic no one would have known. Like there's no reason for you to know who this is. That is crazy. And then those people also know like, all the comics that are pretty big now that are like in their 30s.
The guys who like do Rogan.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark Norman, Shane, and Ari, those guys.
Right. So they know all those guys, plus all these like young guys coming up. It's like I feel like I was a huge comedy fan back in the day, but I would just know whoever was like on the biggest
Comedy
network.
Central special.
Exactly.
Yeah, that used to just be it, dude.
That's it.
Even like 5 years ago, like
even
that was kind of it.
Even the people on Comedy Central, you barely remember their names because you see them one time late at night and you never see them again. Whereas now you can just like go to someone's Instagram and follow them, and you see them as much as you want. It is kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I think also in the last 5 years, you started to see like the Netflix, the Hulus, the HBO Max put their talent on that platform, and then people who didn't get those deals would put it on YouTube and are starting to get like 10 million views,
crazy.
Which you'd never see.
And that's probably more views than they would have gotten otherwise.
Exactly, and they're making the money from their YouTube channel right to their pocket instead of having to pay the third party with all that shit.
Right. Also, Reels could be kind of soul crushing, but it is the perfect thing for stand up. Like they found like the perfect. Said,
dude. Can be soul crushing, but are perfect for stand up. Yeah, dude. Because one of your videos will get 20 mil, and then the next one is not 20 mil.
Well, it's just like I have friends that do music, or I've heard people do I've seen like the art reels, and they're cool. But like stand up is like the perfect thing.
How do you mean art reel?
Like someone drawing.
Oh, and it's like 2 times speed.
Different types of art or like music, but like nothing. Stand up is just like tailor made for reels. It's like you're just putting a joke. Everything's joke length. Like jokes are usually like 60 to 90.
Yeah,
like so it is like it's almost like it was made for stand up. So I think that's a huge reason why it's getting so popular. It's like also TikTok, it goes to like 3 minutes. It's like the longest bit. It's like it goes for stand up. It's crazy.
What's on the horizon for you, bro? 2023.
2023. Hopefully do more headlining gigs, hit the road, do more podcasts. That's about it. Nothing too crazy. Maybe some trips. Maybe another road trip.
Absolutely. Trip. Jake, dude, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You were a great guest, dude. We're popping up your Instagram right here, so shout it out, please.
All right. Follow me at Jake V Comedy on Instagram.
Guys, follow this guy on the gram and look for him in 2023. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.